Hey guys, welcome back to the pod. It's me, your host Tiffany, and today we're talking about Barbie. Finally watched the movie because I missed it in theaters. Actually, that's not true. I think it might still be in theaters, but I didn't go and see it in theaters, and I kind of wanted to, and I never got around to it. But I found out that they were streaming it, or I should say that you could buy it or rent it now on Apple TV, which is what I did to watch it. And it literally like just dropped on Apple TV. So if you haven't seen it in theaters and you're like, hey, I kind of want to see it, but you don't know what streaming services it's going to be on, it is on Apple TV, so you can check it out on there. I don't know if they will put it on like Netflix or anything like that. I guess eventually maybe they will, but I have no idea about that. If you guys know, let me know if there's some type of like big Netflix release date or something.
I don't know if it would even go on there, to be honest, because you know, like certain movies, certain drops will go on specific streaming services. Some will just go to Hulu, some will go to like all of them. I don't know about Barbie, it's such a big movie. But anyway, I don't worry about that.
Today we're talking about the movie, and that means there's going to be spoilers included in this. So if you haven't seen it and you don't want the movie to be ruined for you, then click out of this live or click out of this video if you're watching the replay and come back to it later after you've watched it. But and I know some people are like, well, what is there really to spoil? Like, it's about Barbie, it's about a doll. But actually, surprisingly, it's about a lot more than that, which kind of surprised me a little bit. So, but before I get into it, if you guys are watching this right now and you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for lives like this and all my new episodes, and I've been uploading shorts a lot more lately, so you can check those out as well. And you can also follow my Facebook page as well. It's the same name, Tiffany's TVscape. But if nothing else, definitely subscribe to my YouTube, because this is where I'm going to be posting the most. I've been trying to be a little bit more active, on Instagram, posting reels and things like that. So you will catch some short form content on there, but you're going to get all the content on YouTube. So definitely subscribe if you're not, and if you are, thank you, I appreciate it. But yeah, Barbie, directed by Greta Gerwig, which is pretty cool because, fun fact, she's from Sacramento, which is my hometown. So shout out to her for, being a part of such a huge film. And it definitely like blew the box office. If you guys didn't know, I believe it dropped on July 21st, and it dropped like the same weekend as the Oppenheimer movie, and those were kind of going neck and neck, and people were like, which one's gonna win? And if I heard or read correctly, it seems like Barbie blew the other movie out of the water, which is kind of cool because I was like rooting for Barbie a little bit more, I'm not gonna lie. But I think both movies have done really, really well though. But yeah, Barbie took the cake with this one. And I'm not surprised, honestly, because like the marketing campaign for this movie was insane. Like they had to have spent millions of dollars for this, because the marketing was everywhere. Like, and it wasn't just like social media. Like, it was like a lot of traditional marketing that I feel like you don't really see a lot, now with movies, because everything is just marketed on social media, and people just rely on like streaming and stuff. But it was like billboards, commercials. They even had like, where I'm at, they even had like in some of the hotels, they had like they made it like a whole like Barbie theme at the bars. They had like Barbie like cocktails and mocktails and things like that. People were having like Barbie parties and dressing in all pink and things like that. Like, it was everywhere. It was literally everywhere. So that's when I'm like, if you haven't heard of this movie or if you haven't seen anything about it, like, you have to have been living under a rock. And you know what? And part of me is like, whew, that was a lot. But the other part of me is like, I have to admire that, like how hard they pushed for the marketing, because it seems to have worked. Like, everybody was talking about it. So many people went to go see it, and so many people were like showing out in their pink, and it was cute. Like, people were showing up in their all pink outfits and things like that. And I wanted to do that, but I just didn't plan ahead for it. So I ended up just renting it and watching it, but still had a good experience watching it overall. I don't even know if I want to do the whole like star rating. People will go like, I'll give it like 7 or 8 out of 10 stars. I don't even know if I want to measure it by that. I just want to say, like, overall, I enjoyed the movie. So I do recommend checking out for yourself if you haven't seen it. I will say one of the things that surprised me about this movie is, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm still getting used to this mic. One of the things that really surprised me about this movie was that I think it was a lot more introspective. than I assumed it would be, or like going into it I really didn't think. I mean, I figured like there had to be some type of like storyline or plot, for people to kind of be invested in it, but I don't know, I just didn't know like where this movie was really gonna go. And I was also kind of wondering too, with like Greta Gerwig being the director, I was kind of like, she's directing this, only because I feel like from the films that I've known her to like be a part of, a lot of it is like full of drama, like heavy drama. If you guys have ever seen Little Women, that is, I'm sorry, I just blew into the mic. That is a really good movie. And that was one that I went into not really knowing what to expect. I hadn't read the book or anything like that. And I was like, whoa, this is a really good movie. And it made me like cry and everything. So, like, just basing off of that, I'm like, it doesn't seem like she would direct this type of movie. But after watching it, I'm like, okay, I kind of understand now, because of the subject matter. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, it was like, I guess I assumed that the whole movie was going to be set in Barbie land, but they actually end up going in the real world. So spoiler again if you haven't seen it. And yeah, there's like a lot of talks of like feelings and thoughts and the patriarchy and the way the world is and the way society is and the way women are treated and things like that. And I know for sure that there was like some men that watched this movie that were not happy about it. They were not happy about that messaging in the movie. And, it's just like, hey, what they're saying is true though. Like what the message and the lesson in the movie is true. So you can't really be mad about it. Like, I guess some people feel like, oh, they're trying to throw it in our faces and all that kind of stuff. And I guess there's some people who don't believe in the patriarchy or don't think it's real or feel like women over exaggerated and things like that. But I'm here to tell you, from a woman's perspective, it is true. And I love that like America Ferrera was like the woman, like, I mean, obviously Margot Robbie as Barbie was leading it, but I feel like her character as well was really leading it. And I think she was like perfect for the role as well. And again, like it makes much more sense now that I'm seeing who's in it and stuff, and seeing the subject matter and what really happens in the movie. I'm like, okay, it makes sense that they were in this movie and that they were part of it and that they signed on to, to be in this film. Because there was a lot of stars, like Issa Rae was in it. Will Ferrell was in it. His character was crazy and stupid, and I'm not surprised by that because he always plays dumb really well. And of course, Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling as Ken, and that was a whole thing. Oh my goodness, should we get into that? Y'all, did y'all see that on social media when, I'm not too sure if it was like early on when they had said that Ryan Gosling was going to be Ken, or if this was like when the movie was about to drop, but I just remember seeing people say that like they didn't understand why he was going to be Ken, because, which is really messed up, but basically because of his age, I guess, saying that like he's a little bit too old to play that character or to play that role. And I guess they wanted it to go to someone younger or someone a little bit more up and coming, but I feel like he played the role pretty well. And if you guys know, like, if you grew up watching movies, like, in the early and mid 2000s, like, Ryan Gosling used to be that guy for sure. He was definitely like the good looking one. Like, when you watch movies, you're like, oh, Ryan Gosling's in this. And, think about Notebook and all that stuff. So I was kind of surprised that like people were like putting him down. Now, that wasn't everybody, of course. That was probably like a small section of people that were like hating because it wasn't their favorite actor. So they're like, why did it have to be him, But yeah, I feel like he did a good job. You guys let me know what you think. I feel like he played the role pretty well. I feel like everybody played the role well. So I think it was casted pretty good. And, obviously, Margot Robbie as Barbie, I knew that she would do well. Like, I feel like she does well in every role. Anything that's like pretty animated, I feel like she can pull off, especially because, of her acting skills when it comes to playing Harley Quinn. And I feel like there was some moments, maybe that's just me like projecting, but I definitely feel like there was moments in Barbie where I was looking at her and it kind of felt like a Harley Quinn moment. You guys let me know if you felt the same way. And obviously like Barbie is completely different than Harley Quinn. Like Harley Quinn is much more violent than Barbie ever would be, but Harley Quinn also has her introspective moments as well. She definitely has moments in, maybe more so in the spin-off movie that she did than in the Suicide Squad movies, but she definitely has moments where she's like where she maybe she like gets a little emotional, or she's thinking about like her breakup with Joker or things like that. So she's not always like, full on violent. So there was like moments in Barbie where I was like looking at her and I was like, this kind of reminded me of Harley Quinn a little bit. But yeah, I knew that she would do a good job at it. And of course she has the look, like she has the blonde hair, she's beautiful, she's thin, like, yeah, I knew she would kill it. So yeah, so overall I enjoyed the movie. I don't think that there will be a sequel, but then at the same time, like nowadays, any movie that comes out, they're always looking to make a second part. So who knows? Maybe there will be another Barbie movie. But then the way it ended, I'm kind of like, how would they, unless it was like a different Barbie? I don't know. I don't know if I really want to say the ending. I mean, I hope if you're watching this, you've seen the movie, but I don't necessarily want to spoil the ending, so I won't say. But I'm leaning towards that it wouldn't really make sense to do a sequel unless it was about a different Barbie. But because it did so well, I'm also thinking that they might push for more live action Barbie movies. So if you guys don't know, there's like a ton of animated Barbie movies. There's like a whole like DVD collection. And it's funny because growing up, I had Barbies and I liked Barbie, but I wasn't like super crazy about Barbie. And I think it's because, Bratz dolls were like the thing when I was in elementary school, and that was like what I wanted. I was like, man, I want a Bratz doll. That was like what me and my girlfriends were playing with. So that kind of took over, and then there was like my scene dolls, and like a bunch of other things came out. So I think for a little while there, I think Barbie it kind of took a, was kind of like in the background. I mean, Barbie has always been like popular, but I don't know. I feel like Bratz dolls was like a really big thing when I was a kid. And there is a Bratz movie too, which is hilarious. Like if you guys want me to do like a whole review or like try to do a reaction to the Bratz movie, I could do it. I haven't seen the Bratz movie in so long. Oh my god. I don't even remember what year it came out, like 2007, 6 or 8. I don't know. It came out a long time ago, but I could definitely see them like redoing, like doing a new Bratz movie, especially since this ended up being such a big success. But yeah, it's funny. I wasn't like a huge fan of Barbie, but I definitely had Barbies and I definitely played with them. So it was cool to see a live action movie of this. And like I said, I feel like it was casted pretty well. And of course, it had funny moments. But like I said, it was really like, there was like some parts that were like really touching. And it was like adult subject matter, like talking about patriarchy and things like that. So I wouldn't even necessarily say it was just like a kid's movie because, I'm sure, I don't know if some kids will even understand some of the things that they were talking about in the movie. But it's not like, it's not like super inappropriate or anything. And there's even like little jokes and hints to things that have happened in the real world. There's even a part in the movie which was like funny where Issa Rae as Barbie like cursed, and then like like when she cursed they bleeped it out, and like over her mouth was like the Mattel sign or whatever, which was funny. I wasn't expecting that. So you had like little things like that would happen. You're like, oh, or they would mention something, you're like, wait, what? Barbie's talking about this? They're talking about this in Barbie land? Like, what's going on here? So yeah, so there was definitely like some humor in it as well, but it wasn't all like comedy, and it wasn't all just, hey, I'm in Barbie land, everything is perfect, everything is great, and we're just here, and like, you know what I mean? Like it was definitely more to the story. So if you were wondering the same thing, I was wondering like, what the heck is this Barbie movie really going to be about? Just know that there actually is a plot to it. So you can take that and go and watch it if you want to. If you don't, it's up to you. But hopefully, watching this review, it kind of gives you a better idea of what the movie was like. And hopefully, if you've seen it, then, let me know if you agree with me, if you don't agree with me. If you didn't like it, tell me why. If you loved it and you thought it was the best movie ever made, tell me why in the comments. I try to check the chat on the side to see if I'm missing anything. So just like I said, just leave a message in the chat if you're watching this live. If you're watching the playback, then obviously you could still comment, and I'll get to your comments as well. But yeah, what else do I want to say about it without talking in circles? I guess I don't know. I feel like there's not really much else to say about it, except that like I said, I did enjoy it, and I was a little bit surprised about what the movie entailed and some of the things that were said or that were done in the movie, but I liked it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Now, I don't know. y'all. I don't even know. I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, like I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'm sure there's like a ton of other movie reviews and reactions out there on YouTube by now about Barbie. So I'm just another one in the bunch, I guess. But yeah, I really want to. What am I trying to say? Because I was thinking about saying something else, and I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I feel like that's it. I guess I don't know. Let me know if you guys have any questions or any suggestions of movies or TV shows that you want me to do a review of or you want me to watch. I'm definitely open to doing that. I still am planning on doing like Halloween movies or, spooky season type things now that we're coming up with October. So I plan on starting at probably like by the end of this month, which will be, I think the next, like, for the podcast episode, I think it'll be like I think it'll be like the very last day of September. I think it'll be the 30th. I think that's a Saturday. Let me know if I'm wrong. So I feel like that's good enough. I don't think I need to actually wait until October. That's pretty much, it'll pretty much be October at that point. So, excuse me. It will definitely be, we'll definitely get into it. So I'm open to Halloween movie suggestions or Halloween like TV episodes or just anything like that. Anything that goes with the theme of October that you want me to react, to review, to discuss, anything like that. Just let me know in the comments and I'll try to get around to it. And I already have some things that I kind of want to talk about, but of course I want to hear like what you guys are into or what do you think I should watch. And it doesn't have to be anything new, like it could be old stuff too, which is what I think I mentioned in a previous podcast episode before, that I was like, there's so many like classic horror movies that I did not watch growing up because I'm such a scaredy cat and I completely skipped out on them, that now that I'm an adult, I'm kind of curious about it. I'm like, maybe I should go back and watch that, or maybe I should go back and we can talk about it. I don't know. But I was already getting some suggestions on Facebook, so I took note of those. And yeah, I want to hear what you guys think as well. Before I wrap up this episode, I did want to let you guys know that in a previous episode, I interviewed director David Lieben, and he has a movie out called Publisher Paris, which is hilarious, and it is now available on Amazon Prime. So if you have not watched that movie or if you haven't heard of it, please look it up, please watch it, support the movie. It is an indie film, but they did get permission from SAG to be able to promote it and everything. So definitely go and watch that movie if you can. Like, it's hilarious. And I'm not just saying that because I interviewed him. Like, it's really funny. Again, going into it not really knowing like how funny it was going to be, because it was being marketed as a dark comedy, and with those things you're always like, well, how much of it is really comedy and how much of it is really going to be like drama and darkness. But it's funny. There's definitely like darkness in it, but it's good. It was good to me. So I highly recommend if you have not seen that movie. Timothy McCracken plays in the lead role as the professor, and he did such a good job in that movie. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for more films from him. And yeah, please go support the film. Let him know that Tiffany from Tiffany's TVscape sent you. Say, oh, you know what? I heard about this movie from Tiffany's TVscape, so I watched it and I loved it. So just let him know. So we know that he got some support over here. But yeah, anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up, you guys. I feel like I don't want to drag this on for too long. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this movie review. I will be back next weekend for another episode, same time, same place. Again, please leave suggestions in the comments of things that you want me to react to, review, to discuss. Anything like that. It really doesn't matter what it is, but I'm leaning more towards Halloween stuff now because we're getting closer to October, like I said. Now, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm gonna try to get to things that are suggested to me. That doesn't mean I'm gonna watch everything, because there's still certain horror movies or things that I'm like, I don't think I want to watch that. Like, I was contemplating going to see The Nun 2 by myself, and then I was like, do I really want to do that? Like, do I really want to give myself nightmares? I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm still contemplating that. I do kind of want to see the new Exorcist movie that's coming out soon. I think it's coming out October 3rd. Who's going to see that? Raise your hand. Let me know if y'all going to see that, or if you've seen The Nun 2. If it's good and you're like, you got to go see it, then maybe I will. But I did do a reaction to the trailer, so if you missed that, you can go on my page and check that out. And I reacted to the Exorcist, the new Exorcist trailer as well. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if you see a review pop up on your timeline, then you know I went to go see it. But if you don't, then I probably didn't. So yeah. But anyway, again, thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys have a good week. I will see you here, same time, same place. And thanks for all the support, all the likes and the comments. And for the new people who have subscribed to me, thank you so much. I see you and I appreciate you. And yeah, we're going to keep this thing rock and rolling. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.